Adobe Fresco is such an amazing platform. Can you call it a platform, tool, app? It's a great place to draw. It's a great place to paint. It's a great place to animate. It's really an amazing one-stop shop. And I really need to make a Adobe Fresco versus Procreate because I know that's like the big topic. Everybody wants to know, how does this compare to Procreate? In my personal opinion, it's a lot better. It's better because it syncs seamlessly to the Adobe CC cloud, which is amazing. You don't have to, worry about losing your files. You can work on them on your phone. You can work on them on your iPad. You can work on them on a desktop, on a MacBook. I'm an Apple girl, so sorry, but basically across multiple different devices, which is incredible. It saves it to the cloud and you always have access. But what I want to show you today in Fresco is mixing colors. Let's jump right to it. When you're in Fresco, I'm just in a document that I pulled up. You'll see over here in the top left corner, I have pixel brushes selected. Adobe Fresco has really amazing brushes, and I need to make a separate video that just goes over all the different brushes. But if you're interested in all of the tools of Adobe Fresco, I will link a video below. I'm going to warn you, it's an hour long, but it goes through all of the tools in Fresco from left to right and can give you kind of a lay of the land. So if you have an hour on a Saturday, you want to make yourself a nice cup of coffee or tea and dive into the app, that's a better video. But for those that are looking to make colors, we're going to, again, have this pixel brush selected. I actually want to change Adobe defaults to the pencil, which I'm not crazy about, but we want to go over here to painting and we're going to want to go, where are you, little brush? We want to go with the chunky brush. Okay. So in your brushes, you select that. Artists, whether you're working, again, digitally, obviously, which you would be for this, or traditionally, they don't have to be mutually exclusive. Like you can do both and or neither. Meaning like if you're creating work on a canvas and you want to plan your canvas down to like every last brush stroke, every last color. This is really good for people who want to create any kind of mock-up work or concept work. Like maybe you want to work with a brand and do a mural for a coffee shop or something like that. And you want to show them your concept for a project, or maybe you're just pitching them because you're like, hey, I like your stuff. Here's my art. I made, I don't know, a custom pair of Vans or a cool mural for your coffee shop. You guys follow me. What I'm getting at is you don't just have to be strictly traditional or strictly digital. You can learn how to sort of merge the two of these mediums and tools to work in your favor. And so again, if you are a traditional artist and you want to play around with some color mixing or some final concept work, this is a really great tool to go crazy and you won't waste any paint, obviously, because it's digital. You might just burn your retinas from staring at a screen for too long, but you can't win them all. Okay. So to pick a color, we first, obviously it defaults to black. You want to click that little bubble. We're going to stick with primaries here. The reason being is color, boy, we could go down a rabbit hole. Color theory is it's a whole situation. I don't want to get into that right now. This will be too long of a video. You have red, yellow, and blue. Okay, those are your primaries, which every other color is derived from. So we just want to start with those three primary colors and expand from there and basically build a palette. Okay, so this doesn't have to just be like your standard blue, your standard yellow, and your standard red. This can be any variation of. So let's get like super fun and funky with it. So I'm going to go with this aqua blue. Okay. Cause I'm into that. I think it's cool. I'm just going to take my brush and just kind of whoop-de paint here a little bit. You can do a circle, you can do a square, doesn't matter. I'm gonna zoom in a bit so you guys can see that. Okay, now let's pick our yellow, which I'm clearly going with like straight up 80s here. But that's okay. And the reason that I picked this particular brush, just so you guys know, like you can do this with any brush. It's not limited just to the chunky brush, but the chunky brush really gives you a good like painterly effect. So if you're a traditional artist and you are trying to mimic what you do in the studio with real paints, this is pretty close. Now, if you're a watercolor artist, that's different, or an oil painter, that's different. Adobe has what they call live brushes, which is really cool. I go over it in my longer video. I need to make a video like just dedicated to that because it's literally mind-blowing. Okay. I just have so many things that I want to share. That I need to contain myself. Okay, so let's do red, which maybe we want to go more pink because again, we're being weird and doing 80s stuff. Okay, now we have our 3 primaries, which don't look very much like red, yellow, and blue, but it's my version of red, yellow, and blue. It's kind of like 80s, those little watches that I'll put something up on the screen. This is what they remind me of. Okay, so in order to start blending colors, we're going to take, maybe we put this on a different layer, and to put that on a different layer, what I just did is over here on the far right side, you've got a little box with a plus button in the middle. You just hit that button once and it makes a new layer that sits above your primary colors. Okay, so let's take the yellow and I just stick my finger in the actual yellow and hold it down. And then what you'll see over here in the color selector, which is this, again, your little bubble of color, as you stick your finger down on the colors, it'll just sort of like soak it up. And that tells you that that's the color that your brush has loaded. So let's go with some yellows over here. Boop, boop, boop. And then we're going to do the same thing again. Hold our finger down, grab the pink, boop, 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 and kind of mix it up. Oh, before we start mixing, I want to show you guys something really neat. Let me back out of what I just did. What you can do is create what's called an adjustment layer. Let's say we have our red, yellow, blue, and we just, for whatever reason, don't like it, but we don't want to sit around. We don't know, oh man, I don't know how to pick colors. Like, this is boring. In Fresco, you come over here. So under your layer button, you have an I button, then you have like a box with the arrow pointing down, and then you have this biohazard button. Click that biohazard button and hit hue and saturation. Then you're going to get a layer that goes above the color layer that looks like this gradient, okay? You click into that layer properties over here on the right-hand bar with the little sliders. You can take this hue and watch these colors completely transform by sliding it over. So we started here, and if I take it a little bit to the right, now we've got blue, sort of a yellow, green, and red. And things just keep changing, okay? We're not going to go too crazy with that, but just so you know, if you do pick really solid primaries and you want to play with it, that's that. I actually kind of like this one. This one's kind of rad, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so let's turn that off for now. And let's start mixing. We're going to do some thick yellow here. And then we want to lightly push on the pink. And look what's happening. Like, let me zoom in a little. Oh my God. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that water lapping noise. It's my dog who decided to come in here and drink. He's so weird. Like, we have a standard water bowl, but he likes to have like special water bowls sprinkled throughout the house. So he's drinking from his special bowl. It's in here. Anyways, okay. So as I'm taking this pink, brushes in Fresco are pressure sensitive and you can adjust that, but that's for another video. So as I'm kind of coming in here, you can see as I'm pushing darker, the pink's coming more through. But as I kind of lightly brush over it, I get this like, let me sort of back out of that. Oops. You get this really beautiful, almost like an orange. So now let's take the blue and come in here and just lightly come on top. And when I say lightly, again, pressure sensitivity with the Apple Pencil or whatever stylus you have. And you just want to push lightly, not like mashing really hard on it. So check it out. We now have made 2 more colors, which let's hold those and put them up here. We've now made green, and then we've made this like super cool orangey kind of color. So now I want to take our blue and mix the blue. Let's do the blue really thick here. And let's just reverse what we did with the yellow. Lightly coming on top of the blue. And then we'll take the pink and kind of lightly brush that on top of the blue as well. Ooh, look at that purple. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, so let's grab this green. We'll kind of tuck that up over here. It's, oops. This other one's kind of, this one's more like chartreuse. That's like charcuterie. I don't know how to say that word. Charcuterie. Don't know.
Charcuterie.
Where were we? Oh, yes. This purple color. Okay. Let's come over here, and it's kind of like a bluish purple. And we'll throw that there. And now let's do exactly what we did with these colors, but do it with the pink. And I know you guys are smart, but just to kind of recap sort of what we've done, I've taken a full pressure of the yellow and I've mixed it with a light pressure of the other colors that were existing in the primaries, the blue and the pink. And then I took those colors and put them over here. And then I did the same with the blue full pressure with a lighter of yellow and pink. And now I'm doing the pink full pressure with the lighter of yellow and blue. And again, when I say lighter, I just mean lighter pressure on the stylus so that I'm not, if I do it too hard, it's just going to be like solid yellow on top of solid pink, and we're not going to get a good blend. So again, we have this orange, kind of similar, but a little different. And then we have this purple, which again, kind of similar, little different. So then we can get super funky with it and take our purple and start to lightly mix in these colors, like our secondaries. So what I just did there is I took this purple, which we made over here from the pink and the blue. And then I mixed that with one of the other secondaries. And we got this like really pretty mauve looking. Ugh. You guys, I seriously could just like get into a major zone and do this for hours and would not be upset about it. So let's take this green and let's mix it with this blue over here. And then we end up with this kind of, ooh, I'm gonna like this color. Let's put that over here. Ooh, it's like a sagey green. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, and then you can even take like these, like let's grab that mauve again and throw it over here. And then let's get funky and go back to our primary blue and mix that in there. Maybe we don't like that. Maybe we want to go with this blue over here. And so we throw that in there. And you just end up with like really, really, so the brain baby of this color and this color made this color. So like I could keep going with this. And if you guys are interested in a video of maybe me just not even talking and just mixing colors like this, that could be a long video, but I could definitely do it if that's like relaxing or something for some people, but this is super cool. This is where you don't have to go over here in this color wheel and like get lost with all these colors. Like look at the palette that we just created right here, all these little swatches, all just from us mixing, I don't know, for a couple minutes here. Okay, what else? Let's do yellow and let's do pink in full next to each other. And then we want to blend them together like so. What we can do in this event and end up with this pretty color. Why is my pencil being a... Oh, huh. So what I did there is I took the full strength pink and the full strength yellow, and then I just put them right next to each other. And then over here on the left column, where you see your pixel brush selected, I went down to the finger brush, which is called the smudge tool. And I think it's just on, it's on dry media, which is graphite, which would be similar to like charcoal or something. I probably should just do painting and do like chunk brush. But either way, pick a blending tool or brush that you would like. You can do the same brush that we were using, which would be the chunk, and swirl them together just in a like a little swirly motion. And you can end up with like a really cool orange like that. So then what you can do is go through the steps that we did here, which is full strength primaries with the opposite or the remaining two at a lighter brush stroke. And you can do that full strength. So let's just, here they all are together. And when you smudge, like you can pull more of one color into the other. Like for example, if you'll notice here, what I just did, the bottom part looks more pink purple compared to this up here looks more blue. So similar to how you would smudge something in real life, just try to keep those same principles in mind when you're doing this. Like that creates such a freaking beautiful like sherbet orange. And then whoopsies. And then if we go here and maybe we want to pull more pink into it, I just kind of lift my pencil and pull it versus just like holding down and swirling. And then I start swirling a little bit. Again, like you're mixing something. Let's hold this down. Go back to our brush, hold that down, and then you'll see what was created out of that is like this really, really beautiful coral or like salmon color. So this is such an amazing tool to use for artists that you're building a palette from 3 basic colors. And again, if you don't like those colors, we can go back to our hue saturation. Let's drag that on top and kind of move your slider all the way through and see what's created from that. Sometimes it might be like really funky. Sometimes it might be really cool. And you might land on something and be like, wow, I like this way better than what I was creating. Let me use that. I hope that this video was helpful in helping you blend and create new palettes within Fresco. Again, you can do this with multiple different brushes, multiple different colors, and create some really unique and amazing palettes that you can then go into your Creative Cloud. You can save those, upload those, keep them for projects. So hopefully this was helpful, you guys. Please let me know in the comments what you would like to see in a future video, or if there was anything that I went over in this video that wasn't clear, drop it in the comments below or drop me an email. I love chatting with you guys. So thank you so much for watching and happy creating. Bye.